What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Ash Brown, and this is Ash Brown Uncensored. On this particular program, I talk a little bit about everything. It might be pop culture related, but it's probably Ash Brown related. So you got to stay tuned to see what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so I've had people ask me recently about my high school and my high school experience and my high school reunion and all the things. And I'm here to say proudly that I don't participate in those things. No. I went to high school because I didn't have a choice. Donna Teresa was not going to allow me to just stay at home and be a bum. So I had to go to high school. And I had to get pretty good grades. You know, I had to keep a B plus average, or she threatened to put me in Gwinnett County schools, which is a whole nother story within itself. But I just didn't really vibe with a lot of kids. I had my friends group, and it kind of changed and had different variations throughout those 4 years, but I didn't have this exceptional experience. And people that I still talk to today, I'm still cool with them, like on social media, if that counts as anything. But I didn't have an exemplary experience in high school with people that I wanted to continue to be in connection with. And that's really the gist of that. But I was also thought of, I wasn't no lame. So understand that. I was never lame. Never. But I kind of was like a ghost because people would be like, hey, I know that chick. I see her. I know her. But they don't know nothing about me. So that's where like the enigma comes into play, because they would know me because they'd seen me, but they didn't know anything about me. So it kind of made people a little wary about me and little, who is she? What is her story? And people that I knew that maybe I had classes with, or we were cool, or whatever the case is, would often tease me because they thought that I was like a goody-goody. I was a goody-goody. Oh, she don't do bad things. No, she don't, because she wasn't trying to be no teenage pregnant statistic. So no, I was definitely looked at as a goody-goody, and I was teased often. I remember my senior year, everybody was talking about all these big things that they were doing and they were getting into, and they were like, well, Ash, what you finna do, Ash? You don't usually do nothing too crazy. And I was like, I think I'll probably get some highlights. They was like, highlight? You getting highlights? That's it? Girl, you need to ask your parents for da-da-da-da, woo-de-woo. But that just was not me. That just wasn't me. And I didn't mind if they thought that I was a square because I didn't do the bad things that they were doing in behind the school, after hours type of stuff. I didn't mind being a goody-goody. And I totally run on. But I remember that they thought it was so hilarious that the biggest thing that I was doing, like for myself or whatever, at that particular time, I was, I'd gotten accepted to a couple of colleges. And I had options, but I was going to get some highlights, and that was going to be it for me. I mean, by that point, because when I was 16, I got my second ear piercings, and I got them mostly because the ear piercings that I had from infancy into teenage years, they were not even. And so when I would wear earrings, one would be kind of going one way and the other would be going like the other way. And it just always used to irk me. And my mom I was like, Mom, can I get a second piercing? Can you let me get a second piercing? She's like, okay, well, what's your grades looking like? What them grades looking like? What them grades doing? What them grades doing? And they were doing pretty good. So she allowed me to go. And I shudder at the thought, but at that particular time, body piercing, body modifications wasn't like a big thing as far as teenagers and kids go. So the only place that I knew to go was the mall. And so I went to North Lake, and I want to say it was like Pagoda Piercing, something like that. I forgot what the name was. Shout out to North Lake Mall. I know that it's really not probably doing anything today, but that was the go-to mall for us on the east side. And yeah, I got my second piercing there. And like I said, I shudder to think they used the gun on me, y'all. They had the piercing gun. And that's just what was done at that time versus now, to go to a professional piercer like my buddies over at Once in a Blue Moon. And you go and you get it professionally done. And it's not nearly as bad. The healing time is better. And yeah, it's just a better situation through and through going to a professional. But yeah, that was a little bit about me, a little bit of the story. But yeah, they thought that, I don't know if they thought I was going to like get a boob job or something. I was like, I got enough boobs for all of us, okay? So boob job is not on the docket of things that I am going to do and things that I want to do. So that's pretty much the story there. But what about you guys? What stuff did you do in high school, or what were you teased about, or what did you do that was like a really big deal during that time? Super excited to hear about it. I hope that you guys have a great, fantabulous week ahead, a productive, a peaceful, and just a purposeful week ahead. All right? I'll holler at y'all later. Deuces.